Hi everyone, welcome to Quick Tip Tuesday. I almost didn't forget, but time got away from me today. It's been kind of a crazy day. So today's tip is if you have students who are having difficulty initiating communication, whether it's requests or greetings or anything, if they are either readers or if they can learn that sight reading of this means there's two words, you can easily use written scripts and fade them over time. And this is one that you can definitely use for your students when they're at home and you're doing distance learning. It's something that would be easy for families to do. So it's just a matter of, I'm using Post-it notes again because I love them, but they don't have to be Post-it notes. And my first one is, I want iPad. And so I might start with, I want iPad. And then I might go, I want, and see if I can get him to fill in the end. And then once he's able to, when I show him this, he says, I want iPad. Then we move on to our next one. I want, and all I have to do is point and get him to tell me what it is. Now, I might need to show the iPad as a way to help him along and make him remember what he might be asking for. But this is a way to fade it out. And then the next one might be, and the key to all of this is you've got to wait him out a little bit. So the first time you present it, you might say, the first time I present this very first one, I might say, I want iPad, to let him know what it means. And if I always use a blue one for I want, he'll know what that means. And I'll talk about fading that in just a second. But that way, when I hold it out, when he gets to the point where he looks at it and he can tell me what it says, then we move on to the next one. And I might the first time say, I want, and the blank is where he fills it in. And then if he is getting that, once he gets to the point where he can do that one without any prompting, then we move on to the next one. And see if you can get him to fill in the rest of them. When he can do that without me reading that one or pointing to it or giving him any kind of cue, move on to the next one. And then you got to wait because you got to wait for him to respond. And then when he doesn't need me to point or read it to him or anything like that, then we can move on to the one that's just blank. And I might say I, because that was the prompt we were using last time. And then I wait. And if he really wants the iPad, he'll come out. Now, I would use this if he's already indicated that he wants the iPad. And so now I'm saying, okay, well, I want more. I want him to give me more of a sentence to make that initiation. Or he's reached for it. He's given me some indication that he wants it. And then once we get to the point where he can do this one without my prompting, then we start to just tear it down and make them smaller and smaller. I had another one that was a little bit bigger, but it fell on the ground. But so then we're going to actually fade the note itself out. And Post-it notes are great for that because we just tear them down and make them smaller and smaller until there's nothing left. So you can kind of see the hierarchy, and it just moves from being able to give him the full prompt in written form and then fading it out. So it's really easy, and it's easy to fade it out because a lot of our kids will get stuck on mom or dad or teacher showing them the note in order to make the request. And what we want him to do is make that initiation. So the key is to get to the point where we have no note. So we go smaller and smaller until we can get rid of it. So that's an easy way to work on students who are verbal, getting them to initiate more, getting them to be able to use scripts and then fade them out. You can use these kinds of scripts in lots of other ways as well. And I'll probably have a few more tips down the line along that. I will be back next week and talk a little bit more about other scripting ways that you can use for students who are more verbal. Thanks for tuning in to Quick Tip Tuesday. I will make sure this goes onto my YouTube channel. So if you want to send it to families to use with their students, you'll have it available. And I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. Thanks for watching.